There we go, live everywhere. So I'm a couple of minutes early or so, just to settle in, keep me awake. But happy Wednesday. So apologies, I'm a day behind. Yesterday ended up being a really busy day, one of those days. So I just had to move yoga to tonight when I knew I'd have a little bit more headspace for it. So apologies that I wasn't here last night, but you've got me tonight. I hope you're really well. Hope your week's going well. This is the last class I'm going to do. I'm just going to take next week off just because I'm getting really busy with work. So I wanted to make sure that, I'm just a bit of self-care for me as well, I suppose, and just taking the week off, and then I can kind of suss out from then what I can still do for you guys whilst I'm back at work. I've been working at home this whole time so far, so it's made it really easy that, the other side of this room is my computer, so that's where I work. But obviously when I'm back at work, I probably can't roll out my yoga mat there, however tempting, and doing yoga with you in the daytime. But yes, that's the plan. So I'm just, where are we? It's coming up to 7. We'll give it another minute or so, and then we'll get going. So our hour-long class tonight, taking it nice and easy. It's midweek, just blowing some cobwebs away, waking us up a little bit, waking me up a little bit, and we'll see how we get on. But I hope you're really well anyway. I hope you're having a good time. The weather's not getting you down, hopefully, too much. I quite like a thunderstorm myself. They can feel pretty good sometimes. Okay, now where's my clock? Constantly finding where I am with it. I reckon it's about 7, isn't it? We're ready to go? I reckon so. Okay, on to your mat then. So coming into a nice seated pose for me, however that is comfortable for you. If you want to use a little cushion, if you want to take your feet into a different position, that's fine. But just coming into a nice comfortable seated pose, maybe just having that little sway in the body just to find what feels good today. Slowly just start to tune into the body. And we'll just take a nice big deep breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. We can make it a sigh if we need to. Let's do that one more time. So take a big breath in, trying to lengthen the breath. And breathe out for an equal time. Good. We'll get those arms involved, so bringing the hands down. Take that big inhale to float all the way up. Easy exhale out the mouth. Bring the hands down to the chest. And just plug the thumbs into the heartbeats. Just try and find that nice, easy rhythm. Then we'll do the same thing 2 more times. Big inhale floats you up. Easy exhale softens you back down. And one last time. Big inhale. Easy exhale. And while we have the thumbs on the heartbeat, it's that good time just to start to scan through the body and just notice how it feels. Maybe that's the temperature of your skin, any aches in the body anywhere you can feel any tension. And we'll slowly start to draw that attention towards the breath. Without changing it too much, just noticing if it's maybe high in the chest, might feel a little lower in the belly, if it's quick or slow. And finally the mind. Just want you to notice how you feel right this moment. Then whenever you feel ready to, we'll start to bring the hands down to the knees with the palms up and we'll warm ourselves up. So sitting up nice and tall. Starting with the head, working our way down as always. So take a big inhale, turn your head all the way over to one side, just stretching into the neck. And exhaling all the way over to the opposite side, taking the stretch as deeply as you can. Big inhale takes you back, just breathing down into the belly. Easy exhale softens you over. On your next inhale over to the side, we'll then exhale to bring the head down into a semicircle. So we release it all the way down, looking in between the legs. Feel that nice stretch in the neck and shoulders. And then ease up to the other side. Again, as with all of this stuff, you can do this nice and slow. You can linger in any spots that feel good to linger. If that feels good, just to really drop the head, drop the shoulders. Feel weight in the arms drop as you look down. You can stay there as long as you'd like. And again, just ease up in your own time. We'll go for 2 more just the same. And just coming back to the center whenever you feel ready. Once we're there, just if you can, bring your hands down so you can lift your bum up just a touch and then come back down again just so the spine's nice and tall. We'll start by taking a little twist here. So we're going to take our hand onto the opposite knee, taking our other hand, just tuck it around the waist or pop it on the floor. Take a big inhale, lift up, and then as you exhale, we're twisting across the body, looking over that shoulder all the way behind us. Trying to keep your spine nice and tall. Take a big inhale, see if you can twist a little deeper. And then exhale back to the front. Good. Same thing for the other side. So we cross over. Other hand can just tuck behind the waist. Take an inhale, lift, and then as you exhale, twist and look behind you. You can wiggle around a little bit here if you need to, just to ease into it. Take a nice big inhale, see if you can twist a little deeper. And then exhale back to the front. Good. We'll move in towards our waist here. So bring one hand down. Inhale to lift your opposite hand all the way up. And then as you exhale, just see if you can shift the weight onto that forearm and stretch out from there. If that's uncomfortable, remember, take both knees in the same direction. Get comfy and stretch from there. And then we'll just start to take a little forward and back. So leaning forward, bringing the head down. You're reaching the hand forward as you relax down. Feel the stretch in towards your armpit, in towards the side. You can always give your head again a little bit of movement that helps you ease into it. And then we'll start to open out from here. So roll the body open, chest looking up, and send that arm backwards. So a nice big stretch there. Just checking in the whole time. So any spots you want to linger, stay there a little longer. Find the stretch that you need. And just breathing into it. Whenever you feel ready for your other side, take a nice big inhale to lift up and then exhale to soften over. So I'll come back to that seated pose, but again, if you want to, just bring the knee over, whichever feels good. I just find in this position I can get a little bit of a deeper stretch. That works for me. But one side might feel a little different from the other. This side might feel easier or tighter. And opening out and looking up, just checking in with it all. I've had a few days off the mat, so I can definitely feel it today. Once you feel ready to, take a nice big inhale, lift both hands up towards the ceiling, and then as you exhale, very gentle forward fold here. So I've done crisscross slightly differently today. Feel the difference. So I'm coming down, either bring the hands over the shoulders or stretch them out in front. 3 breaths here for me. So we can inhale and lift that chest, almost slide the hands in, and on the exhale, gently ease it down. 2 more. So the inhale, make the room, make the space, and then exhale, ease into it. Last one. And down. Good. On that next big inhale, we slowly start to lift the chest. Slide the hands backwards. I want you to lean backwards just so you can send your feet out in front of you. So we're going to take a little forward fold. If you've got a bottom like me, you're just going to want to move it out of the way so you can feel your sit bones here. And then remember, we're always going from the hips first when we forward fold. So think about releasing from the bottom vertebrae up to the top. If those feet feel far away, just bring them a little bit closer, and over time, push your heels away. So that's what's going to get your hamstrings and legs rather than your back. So just find a comfortable seated pose to start. Bring the hands down. Take an inhale to lift everything up nice and tall. As you exhale, I lean it forward. I'm going to bring my bottom down first. My belly down first. My bottom's already down. And then hook onto your big toes if you can. So with your peace fingers, index and middle finger, just hooking on. Just so those elbows become soft, the shoulders become soft, and we can bring the head down. We'll lift and lower here 3 times. So take that inhale to lift it up. And then the exhale to soften down. Give it 2 more. Nice and easy. We're just still trying to warm everything up. See how it feels. On that next inhale, we can release the toes. Slowly roll yourself up. Let's go for a little rock the baby today. So staying in this position, I just want you to bring one foot up and into your opposite hand. So we're trying to bring it up as high as we can. If you've got this bent elbow, you can take your foot, tuck it in your elbow crease and bring it a little bit higher, and then just have that rock side to side. If that felt a little bit too tight or you couldn't quite comfortably get it in the elbow crease, just hold on to the foot, take it wherever you can. But try and keep this shin up rather than pointing downwards. That way you're going to feel that stretch a little bit more. If you wanted to lean back, just remember you can take your free hand and lean it back so you don't fall over. Give it a little squeeze. And then we'll release. Same thing with the other leg. So bring it up to start with into your opposite hand. Hugging it in and then hooking it on if you can. Remember, it's probably going to be a tighter leg. It's definitely my tighter leg today. Blimey. Give it a little squeeze. Little hug. You can lean it back if you want to. I'm not going to pop it over my head today. One last little hug, and then we can release. Give your legs a little bit of a shake out, a little bit of a pat if they need it. Grab a little drink if you need it, and then we'll just go into our first flow. Hopefully feeling a little bit warmed up already. Obviously with the squash for me. Okay. All with me? So we're going to go into our box pose. Let's take our cat-cows and stretch out from there. So knees directly under the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Really spread the fingertips here just to help you with that balance. Tuck the elbows in, so inside of the elbows are facing in. And then we'll go for our cat-cow. So a nice and neutral spine to start with, looking out in front. Inhale to lift your head and bottom nice and high, belly low as you look up. And then exhale, curl the spine into cat. So push with the base of the hands, looking in between the legs, big stretch there. Take a nice big deep inhale, come back through to cow. I'm just trying to push the hands down, push the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, curl as you relax. One more, so inhale lifts you up. Into cow. And then exhale, we curl the spine all the way into cat. From there, we'll take our moving cat-cow. So in cat pose, looking between the legs, slowly bring your bum all the way down to your feet, coming into child's pose. Lengthen those hands if you can, just to get that slightly deeper stretch. Even bringing the head down if that feels good. You can take those knees out a little bit wider and keep your feet together if you feel better that way. And then we'll just soften those elbows down. On your inhale, we lift up and back into cow. So I'm going to slowly roll through it, slide those hands to being back underneath the shoulders. We'll do that 2 more times. If it felt better for you not to have that movement back and forth, but just go for your cat-cow, then go for that. 2 more with me. Keeping the breath with it as best you can. Taking it nice and slow. Lingering anywhere it feels good to linger. So that child pose today for me is feeling quite good. I think I definitely need to stretch those shoulders. So I'm gonna, drop back here for just an extra breath or 2. I promise I'll come up at some point. I don't know whether I can linger anywhere for too long, can I? Just one more for me. Okay, you're probably ahead of me. Take it nice and slow. And coming into your neutral spine again, just making sure those hands are underneath the shoulders just to support them. And we'll go for our little bum wag side to side. So lean your bottom over to your left, look over your left shoulder, see if you can see it, and then do the same thing over to your right. So lean it to the right, look over that shoulder. So we're really aiming for this big stretch in towards our waist. You should almost feel like a little pinch, a little stretch in your waist. Side to side, wag your bum. Imagine you've got a tail, that's what I always to say. Come back towards your neutral spine. Let's go up for that first down dog. So moving the hands just slightly further away, curl the toes, and then take a nice big inhale to lift up. Bums nice and high, heels off the ground. Pushing the weight into those legs. And just walking on the spot as soon as you're there. Just stretch the feet, stretch the calves. If it feels good to, take your feet out nice and wide. Really lean back here. Always keeping those heels off the ground though. If you feel your heels are touching the ground, then we want to just maybe walk the feet a little further away just to continue to get that stretch. Bring your feet a little closer together for me. We'll just lift and lower 3 times to the tiptoes. So take a nice big deep inhale, lift up to the tiptoes. And then as you exhale, soften it back down. 2 more the same. So big inhale, lift up. Easy exhale down. 1 more big inhale, lift up. Easy exhale down. Good. Start to bend those knees. Then we can slowly walk up to the top of our mat for that forward fold. So make your way up. Move the hands to help you. Once you're there, knees are nice and soft. Feet are hip distance apart. We'll just take our little ragdoll here. So hands to opposite elbows. Relax your head down. And that nice little sway side to side. Give your head a little shake. Make sure there's no tension anywhere. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, we can relax the hands down towards the ground. Coming into our little twist. So right hand to the outside of your left ankle. Take a big inhale, lift the left hand all the way up to the ceiling. Looking up if you can. And then exhale back down. Same thing on the other side. So we cross it over. Big inhale to lift up. And a nice easy exhale, soften back down. Bend those knees. Inhale, roll up to stand. Squeeze the tummy as you go. Head's the last thing up. Take your time. Have a little bit of movement if you need it. And we're going to test that balance. Don't know why I do it to myself. I'm going to move back a little bit from my wall. Okay, so I'm going to start by leaning to the left, squeezing my tummy. And then inhale to lift the right knee up towards the chest. Soften the standing leg. Find your balance. And so you can start with, I'm just going to start to circle my right ankle. So I'm going to circle it one way. And then I'm going to circle it the other way. And then we're going to start to take that movement side to side as we normally do, just opening up the hip. Now, if you're very clever, one of those people that can pat your head and rub your tummy, maybe you can roll the ankle one way as you go out, and then you can roll it the other way as you go in. Maybe. It's been a long week, I'm not sure. We're going to give it a go. Okay. Take a nice big inhale, lifting it up to the chest. As you exhale, we're coming into tree pose. So I want you to place that foot either on the calf. I'm going to turn to the side to show you this one. We can keep the toes on the ground, the heel in towards your ankle. We can place the foot onto the calf. We don't want to go onto that knee joint, but if you did want to try and bring it a little bit higher, if my leggings will allow today, whoop, not so much, then we can bring it there. But you need some nice tight leggings on for that one normally. Give it a go though if you want to. The main thing I want you to focus on though is taking your knee over to the side. So rather than feeling it naturally sway forward, we're opening this hip. So it's a little stretch of the external rotation of our hip. So open it out for me. You can still keep that little bend into your standing knee, testing that balance. And I want you to take a nice big inhale and lift your hands up towards the ceiling. Now really lengthen here as much as you can. If this is enough, keep it here. If you fancy a little challenge, I want you to take your right hand and bring it down so it's resting onto this knee. And then from there, we're going to see if we can bend the body over to the right. So I'm pushing my left hip out and I'm getting a nice big stretch down the body. Good. Take a big inhale, release. Hug the knee into the chest one last time. Exhale back, low lunge. Sweep it back. Ooh. That felt like a little challenge today, more than it probably should have done. From this position, drop the back knee down, uncurl the toes for me. Just a nice little low lunge. And we'll just gently have a little sway of the hips to start, just to ease into them. Remember, we're trying to make sure we're not directly down on this back knee in a right angle. So I am leaning forward. I can even wiggle the foot a little further away if I need to, just to get a nice little stretch in the top of this leg. That's what I'm aiming for. Good. Swaying in those hips for me. And then I want you to practice just curling the back toes and lifting that knee. So stretching the leg there. We're going to come down again on the back knee and uncurl the toes and gently have a little sway. And then one more time for me, curl the back toes and lift that knee. Stretching that, good. Twisted lunge in this higher position. So right hand down, inhale the left hand all the way up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, just gently bring it back down. Onto that open side. So move your left hand a little further away. Inhale to lift your right hand all the way up. Good. And then exhale back down. Let's see if we can go from a low lunge to a high lunge 3 times. So shift your feet around. Take those hands away to start with. Make sure they feel nice and strong. Look forward. Lift and lower 3 times with me. So we take a big inhale, lift up, push through the feet. And then as you exhale, soften back down. 2 more with me. Big inhale, lift it up. Easy exhale down. Last one. Big inhale, lift it up. Easy exhale down. Good. Ground your hands down. Push your left leg back to down dog. So big push all the way back. Pedal into those feet and give them that stretch. Then we're going to do the same little routine on the other side. So we start by bending the knees, slowly walking up to our forward fold. Shift the weight to help you get there. Bend those knees, feet hip distance apart. Either ragdoll again or just dangle. Let the arms dangle down, whichever you prefer. Relax the head down, give it a little no, give it a little yes. Good. Take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale, soften down. Coming into our twist one more time. So right hand to the outside of the left ankle. Inhale the left hand all the way up to the ceiling. And exhale back down. Same thing on the side. So cross it over. Big inhale to lift up. Easy exhale, soften down. Bend the knees. Inhale, roll up to stand. Squeeze the tummy as you go. Big exhale, watch you there. See how it feels. Good. Balance on the other side. Whew. Okay. It's because I've got monkey mind at the moment. I know my balance is going to be shaky. So we're going to give it our best shot. Squeeze your tummy. Lean to the right. Inhale, lift the left knee up towards your chest. Exhale, soften that standing knee. Have that little moment just to tune in. Use your free hand for whatever we need to do. Remember, we just started by circling that ankle, didn't we? We're going to circle the foot one way. My fingertips are almost doing it at the same time. And then we're going to circle it the other way. Then if you're feeling cocky, we're going to try and take the knee over to the side and circle it all the way one way. And then bring the knee in, circle it the other way. Yeah, this is definitely Testing my brain. Take a nice big deep inhale, lift the knee up to your chest. Exhale into that tree pose again. So just placing the foot where you feel comfortable. A little tiny, what we call a micro bend in the standing knee. Again, once you're there, take that big inhale, lift it up. Really lengthen. You should be able to feel like you can stretch. Oh, suddenly I've touched the ceiling, so I must be a little bit taller than usual. And then if this is enough, keep it here. If you wanted that challenge, send your left hand down. Just place it so your fingertips are facing up, because that's going to stop you just grabbing onto your leg. Take an inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, lean to that left. Push into your right hip. You should feel a big old stretch down the right side. Good. Inhale, lift up, release. Bring the knee up to the chest. Exhale back, low lunge. Whoa. Well, I made it. I didn't fall over. Once we're there, soften the back knee down. Uncurl the toes just as before. Have a little bit of movement, a little bit of sway if it feels good to maybe even take the knee a little forward, out to the side. Shift in the hips. Up to our high lunge again. So curl the toes. Big inhale, lift it up. Stretch the legs. Good. Slowly bring that back knee down again. Uncurl the toes. Have a little movement. See anything that feels good. Leaning forward. And then coming back to our high lunge again. So curl the toes, inhale, lift it up. Shift the hips, twisted lunge to start. So left hand down. Inhale the right hand all the way up to the ceiling. And exhale back down. Onto your open side. So big inhale, open out. Easy exhale, soften down. Low lunge to high lunge. So shift those feet around. Take the hands away. Once you're ready, look forward. Big inhale, lift it up. Push, push, push through the legs. Exhale, soften back down. Two more for me. So big inhale, lift it up. Keep looking at the same spot. Exhale, soften down. And last one. Big inhale. Ooh, easy exhale. Took that big inhale too far. Ground the hands down, push back, down dog. Big push. Pedal into the feet. Take a nice big deep inhale. And as you exhale, soften the knees down to the ground. Uncurl your toes and rest it back in child's pose. Bring the head down if you can. You really want to have a few minutes here just to stretch it all out. We're actually going to take a little twist here. It's called threading the needle with the hands, just to get a bigger stretch in towards the shoulders. So I want you to lift your head whenever you feel ready to. We're going to pick up our right hand to start with, thread it all the way behind the left, so much so you come onto the shoulder and onto the side of the face. Once you're here, try and think about keeping your bum low. So if it feels like you're kind of lifting your bottom up, just push with this front hand to get yourself a little bit closer towards your bottom and your heels. You can relax the hands here. Breathe deep. Then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So slowly inhale to lift up. And then exhale, slide it through the other side. And take your time. Try and bring your bum as close to your heels as you can get it. If it feels more comfortable too, take your knees out wide. My leggings will let me. Good. And keep your feet together. Relax those hands. Don't want to feel any tension anywhere. And then slowly start to release. We can walk those hands in towards the body. Swivel yourself around and grab a little drink if you need it. Hopefully we're all still there. Okay, amazing. We're all there. We're okay. Okay, so I think last week, I say all of these as question marks because I don't know about you, but days and weeks and possibly months are rolling in. But I think last week we looked at creating a bit of energy through a repetition in our flow. So we went from a down dog split to a low lunge, and we lifted and lowered, and then we took it back, and then we did the same thing. And we did that 3 times. I quite like that because it's a nice way to build in a bit of cardio, get the heart pumping, and it's also a nice way just to give you a little bit of energy, just maybe that last little boost for the evening. So I wanted to do something similar again tonight. And what we're going to be doing is a down dog split, and then we're going to be bringing the knee in, and it's going to touch, well, mine isn't because I'm short, it's going to come across the body to the elbow, then it's going to go out towards the other elbow, then it will come back in, and then it will push back. Now, I know that's a bit confusing, so I'm going to show you that one, and I'm going to show you that there's 2 different ways we can do it. So we can do it on the knees if you need to, because it might be that even as you go about halfway through, you might just go, oh, I don't fancy that. You can come down to the knees, or we can take it from down dog. So I'll show you both, okay? I'll show you on the knees to start with, and hopefully that's quite clear. And then I'll show you in down dog. Just remember though, as we're doing it, if you get a bit lost, just keep on moving and you'll be fine. You just do your own movements. I can't see you, but it's okay. So if you're on the knees, we're coming into our box pose, okay? So from the knees, when I say, as we're doing it, I'll go down dog split right leg. So that means to send your right leg out behind you. So we just stretch it out. Then I'm going to bend the knee. I'm going to say twist. So we're going to bring it in. I'm going to twist across the body. So you can see this is the issue I've got is that I'm short. So I'm bringing it right knee over towards the left. Then I'm taking it over towards the right. So think dog having a wee. That's what we're going for. But we'll take it over to the right, back into the left. So twist and then push out. Okay, so it's out. I'm going to say twist, out, twist, back. So twist, out, twist, back. And then if we were up and down dog, get myself up there. I would say down dog split right leg, twist. So I'm bending the knee, bringing it across, out, twist, push. So it's a twist, out, twist, push. Okay? So you're going to find you're going to get warm pretty quick with this one. If you start in down dog, as I said, just feel free if you need to come down to the knees for a few. So we're going to go for 5 on each leg. So 5, twist. So imagine this, these are my hands, so this is where I am. So the leg's going to go twist, out, twist, and back. Twist, out, twist, back. And we'll try 5 on each side. Depending on how puffed out I am, we might have a little breather in between. Normally, obviously, there will be some Fleetwood Mac playing, so feel free just to whack up a bit of that if that helps, or whatever tunes you need to kind of get you through. But it's this twisting action is working our obliques, so in towards the waist. All of it's going to be a bit of an all-over mini workout, to be honest with you. So you're going to feel it in all the places. Just focus on, if you're in down dog doing it, when you come back to down dog split, really focus on putting that weight back, like we do with the back of the legs in down dog. We're pushing all the weight back. Do that in between the sets, just to take the pressure off the wrists, because it might be that's the area for you that's a bit tricky. But let's give it a go. I'll waffle on too long now. I can't put it off any longer. We're going to give it a go, aren't we? Are you with me? There's silence, you see. Okay, so 5 on each leg, quite possibly a little breather in between. Probably going to get quicker as I go, let's be honest with you. Let's see. So either on all fours, and it's going to be the right leg going out, twist, out, no, hang on, dear Lord. Twist, out, twist, back. Yeah? Or on down dog. I'm going to have to do down dog, aren't I? I mean, it's only fair. So coming up wherever you want to be, it's going to be that right leg to start with. And we're going to go 5 times. So down dog split, lift up. As you exhale, twist, take it out, twist, push back. Twist, take it out, twist, push back. Number 3, twist, take it out. Twist, push it out. Number 4, twist, push it out. Back in and push. Last one, twist, out, twist, push. And bring that foot down, soften down onto the knees. Little quick child's pose in between. I feel like I lost count there, but I'm pretty sure that was 5. Okay, wherever you need to be, have that little breather. And then we're going to go for the same thing on the other side. And there might be another set. I'm going to be honest with you. I reckon we can go for a bit more. Where am I with my time? Yeah, we can go for the set, can't we? So inhale, lift it up. Curl the toes, push back, down dog. So it's our down dog split left leg this time. So inhale, lift it up. As you exhale, bend the knee, twist, open, twist, and back. Twist, open, twist, and back. Twist, open, twist, and back. And twist, open, twist, and back. Now I'm going to assume that was 5. Bring the foot down, soften the knees down, uncurl the toes, breathe. Was that 4 or was that 5? You'll never tell me, will you? When you're going twist, open, twist, and back, it's quite hard to also count down if you need. That's one level too high for me. Okay, so hopefully, are we feeling a bit warmer? We're feeling the heart just working a little bit more for you. Let's go for one more set, each side. If we can, no breather in between. How does that sound? Good, good. So take a big inhale, lift up. Curl the toes if you're into down dog, push back. Right leg to start with. So lift it up. Exhale, twist, bring it in, take it out. Twist, push back. Twist, out, twist, push back. Twist, out, twist, push back. Twist, out, twist, push back. Last one. Twist, out, twist, push back. Bring your foot back down, head of the feet, straight onto that left leg for me. So down dog split left leg. Exhale, twist, out, twist, and push. Twist, out, twist, and push. Twist, out, twist, and push. 2 more. Twist, out, twist, and push. Last one. Twist, out, twist, and push. Bring your foot down, soften down to the knees. Breather and child's pose. Feel free to take the knees out wide. Keep your feet together. If you feel like it's your arms and your wrists that felt that, bring your hands in so your fingertips are facing one another, down on the elbows, and then bring your head down to here. Or if you've got your feet together still, you can come into baby pose. So baby pose, head down, slide those arms back. Go for what feels good. Take a breather. I'm going to grab a little drink. I'm going to give my wrists a little shake. I'll definitely be ready for my tea tonight. I can already feel I'm one of those people, I'm afraid, you know it, with his hair go red very quickly. So feel free to stay in child's pose as long as you need. We just want that heart rate to start to go down again. So we've given it a bit of exercise, a bit of a push just to keep it going, moving everything around, getting a bit pink, and then we're just trying to slow it down again. That's woken me up though. I hope it has you too. So there we go. Look, we're into our hip openers already. We're cracking through. So hip openers today. If you come to my classes and you know the hip openers I like, feel free to go for whatever you fancy tonight. So if you fancy your pigeon pose, or your reclining cobbler, or your lizard, or your frog, then we can go for that. I am going to, what am I going to show us tonight? What's been a while? Maybe I might go pigeon. I feel like sometimes I forget the pigeon because I do it so much. But I think from memory, we did some lizard and some frog of late. So let's go for a little pigeon. If you don't like pigeon, honestly, please do go for something that suits you. If you fancy a lie down after all that, obviously we can go for our reclining cobbler where the soles of the feet are touching, the knees are out wide. I forgot my headset was on my waist. And then we can bring ourselves down and those hands can go wherever you want them to. You can do whatever you like, okay? Pigeon pose, more down dog split for you, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to turn around this way. Sorry, itchy nose, hay fever. So coming into down dog for me. Yeah. Once we're there, we'll take our down dog split with the right leg. So take a nice big inhale with that right leg. Bend the knee, cock your knee over to the side, so cock your hip. And then as you exhale, sweep the right knee in, so it tucks behind your right hand. Foot goes over to the left. Soften the back knee down, uncurl the toes, and stretch out as much as you can here. We can shift in the hips, just trying to keep the hips level with each other and facing down. If you find your foot is quite close towards you, just come down onto your bottom, see if you can wiggle it out to the side, and then see if you can come a little bit further. If it's tight though, don't worry so much. As long as it's not tucked all the way underneath, we can find a spot that works for it. We can stay on the hands. I'm sure this is my first hip opener in a few days for sure, so definitely just want to ease it out a little bit to start with. If you wanted to see if we can come down to the forearms, obviously we can come down to the forearms, even placing the hands on top of each other and bringing the head down. Whatever feels good. If you wanted to deepen that stretch into your quad, then you're going to come onto those hands. Again, short arm problem for me. I place my hand on my knee just to help me lift my chest a little bit more. Then I can bring the back foot up, maybe catch it, maybe not. You can always go for your leggings instead if that gives you a bit more wiggle room, just to stretch that quad. If you're feeling strong, you can maybe see if you can take both back. Even that's been a few days. Whew. Just see what works for you today. Wiggle it out, ease into it a little bit. But just spend a few breaths wherever it feels good. If you start to feel the stretch isn't working for you as much, just wiggle the hips again, ease into it a little bit deeper. Maybe change the position a little bit, find something else that works. We're just going to go for 2 more breaths wherever you are. On your next inhale, slowly start to lift your head, coming onto those hands if we were down. And then we're going to change our legs. So we're going to curl the back toes, lift that knee, big push, slide the right leg back, give it a little walk around, a little pedal. Might feel like it needs a little bit of a stretch here, just even to release from that pose.
Then whenever you feel ready for the other side, it's our down dog split with that left leg. So lean to the right, inhale, lift the left leg, sorry, all the way up, bend the knee, open up that hip, exhale, sweep the knee through. So the knee's coming behind the left hand, dropping the back knee down, uncurl the toes, lengthen that back leg as much as you can. I've got to that point, obviously my vocabulary is just falling out of my brain. Try and remember all my words there. So take that moment. If you need to, come down onto your bottom just so you can try and wiggle this front foot just a little bit further away. But again, if the knees don't like that, it's okay for it to be coming in. We just don't want it, if I show you, I can go for it, tucked all the way in like this. We want it to try and come out as best we can. Hips facing down. You can stay on the hands, try and lengthen that back leg. A lot of this stretch will come from this area here, so into the quad. The more you can stretch that back leg away. You might find that one hip is tighter than the other. This is definitely my tighter side today. So just spend a little longer in different positions that work for you. It's the reason we always work both sides quite often independently in yoga, because they can be really, really different. And it can change. You can think that one side is your wobbly side, your tight side, and then suddenly it feels very different. So yeah, just always test the water, see how things feel today. If you wanted to try and come down again, that's going to be quite a nice position. You can still wiggle your hips when you're down. In particular, when you do take online classes, obviously I'm not there to check your alignment. and that gentle sway is something I kind of promote really, even in classes in real life, that I don't like lots of alignment, lots of movement for people, because I really want you to be able to feel in your body when you're finding the right spot. So if you take a little sway, you're going to feel those bits where it all lines up. It suddenly feels maybe a little tighter, maybe it feels like a better release for your body. So I really want you to, yeah, really focus on how it feels for you. I also quite like teaching places with no mirrors, as a lot of you might know, because we can't really compare ourselves to the person next to us. We don't know, their history, the things that their body has been through. So that sort of comparison between poses, how one person looks compared to another, can be quite varied. So it's always best, if you can, just to really notice your own body. Even start to notice how your breath might change through poses. So if you suddenly find your breath is quickening or it's feeling restricted, there might be that those poses are something that we look for a bit of modification in, or we spend more time in, just to work them out a little bit. Because some poses you can just naturally be drawn to, and some the complete opposite. So the more that we can be in tune with our body, the more it's going to help us improve that yoga, because we'll find the things that just work for us, the things that we need that we might not realize otherwise. Again, just as before, we'll just take 2 more breaths here, and then we'll start to ease out, and we'll move into a bit of relaxation. You're nearly there. So on your next inhale, slowly start to come up onto those hands. Curl the back toes, lift that knee, big push all the way back, pedal into those feet. You might even feel that in the position you were earlier on, your heels just feel a little bit closer to the ground. You can have a little sway in the hips here, wiggle your bum around. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, soften the knees down to the ground, uncurl the toes, rest back in child's pose. Now you know the drill. You can spend as long as you would like in child's pose.
We're going to move into relaxation though now. So it's a good time to grab a blanket, turn the lights off, kick everyone out, all of that sort of stuff, just so you can have 5-10 minutes just to relax. At the end, obviously, normally when I teach in real life, I would come around and give you all a head massage. Those are the days. But what I like to do on this is I will do my sort of traditional guided meditation for you, and then I'll bring you out of it kind of quite quickly. But you have that option, obviously, to pause it, to come back and just listen to that part again if you want to, and spend as long as you need in your relaxation. So it's sort of tricky because I can't obviously read the room to see how much time people need. But do just, once I've finished gabbling on, you can pause the video and just spend as long as you need in that relaxation. I'm going to stay seated because it's much easier for me to talk this way. But do lie down, pop your blanket on. If you want a blanket under your back, under your hips, your bottom, whatever feels good. Put a little bend in the knee if that feels better for your lower back as well. But get yourself comfy. I'll give you a moment and then we shall get going with it. So once you're down, we can just start to focus on the breath again. Feeling the body just start to relax and ease into the ground. Then we're just going to start at the very top of the head. Slowly releasing all the tiny muscles in the scalp. Down behind the backs of the ears, and the nape of the neck. If it feels good, we can just turn the head side to side. Just easing it down to the ground. And feeling it soften out. Working back through to the hairline and gently onto the face. You can just raise the eyebrows up. Feel that tension rise in the forehead. And release. Just feeling it soften back down. Moving down to the eyes, we can gently roll them one way and then back the other way. And just soften them down into the sockets. Moving down the bridge of the nose and the cheeks, all the way through to the jawline. You can just clench the teeth together, feel that tension rise in the mouth, and release. Just feeling the whole face relax. Softening the tongue and the mouth. And just send that feeling all the way down the throat and the neck, deep into the collarbone. In turn, just shifting that feeling into the shoulder blades, maybe moving them side to side. Working over to the shoulders and gently down the arms. All the way to the elbows and the forearms, through the wrists, and then deep into the hands. And just clench the hands into fists, feel that tension rise all the way up, and release. Just feeling them soften back down. Moving that feeling up to the very top of the back. We can gently work our way down the vertebrae, one notch at a time, easing it down to the ground, all the way to the hips. From there we can send that feeling up to the top of the chest and just follow the breath as it releases across the chest, down into the ribs and sides, and all the way into the belly. Just relaxing the muscles as we go. You start to shift that feeling into the hips, maybe just easing them side to side. Then working through the tops of the legs and the thighs, all the way to the kneecaps. You can just squeeze the knees in, feel that tension rise in the legs, and release. Feeling them soften back down. Working through the shins and the calves, all the way through the ankles, and then deep into the feet. You just create that final piece of tension there by squeezing the toes as much as you can. Feel the tension rise up and release. Just feeling them soften and maybe ease to the side. We'll just spend just a few breaths just relaxing here. If it helps too, we can count the inhales and exhales. And if any thoughts come at all, we just acknowledge them and let them go. Very gently, we'll just start to bring our awareness back into the room. You can wiggle the fingers and the toes and just start to focus back on the breath. This way, to take one big full body stretch for me. Take a big inhale and lift your arms all the way up and over. Really point your fingers and toes. And as you exhale, release them back down. Very gently, in your own time. Just want you to roll onto one side and make your way back to that seated pose where we started. Take your time. From there, we'll take our 3 breaths to tune out in the same way we tuned in. Bringing the hands down to the sides. Take a big inhale to float all the way up. Nice and tall. Easy exhale at the mouth. Brings the hands down to the chest. Just plugging the thumbs into the heartbeat. Find that nice, easy rhythm. 2 more times, just the same. Big inhale floats you up. Easy exhale softens you back down. And one last time. Big inhale. Easy exhale. And while we have the thumbs on the heartbeat, it's a good time just to scan through the body and just notice how it feels. You'll then draw that attention towards the breath without changing it too much. Just noticing how it feels in the body. And finally, the mind. Just want you to notice how you feel right this moment. And namaste. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. And yeah, I will post online, probably not next week, week after. I will post pretty soon about what I will be able to carry on doing whilst I am back at work. Hopefully it should be at least our Tuesday nights. And I'm aiming to try and get some more filming done of pre-records, but I need the weather to change. And then I should be able to get out and get something filmed for you. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again very, very soon. Namaste.